What do you make, then, of his first week or so?
Well, it's a bit consistent with the usual Trump. There's chaos. He didn't plan to have this job, and so he's behind the curve, and the reports out of Trump Tower thus far are been that there's a lot of internet sign fighting. The knives are out, so it's not been an orderly process yet.
No, you've met him sort of 1996, I think, was the first time that you met him, Mark. Do you think he's changed much in the 20 years that you've known him?
I'm afraid character is destiny, and he's not going to change. His fundamental temperament is intact. His attention span is very short. He has difficulty really absorbing a lot of details.
Trump, and lots of people have talked about this, and people voting for Trump was very much sort of about breaking tradition and going with somebody who wasn't from the traditional political arena, and actually maybe a new way of governing and being the president and letting the rest of the board control the country and do the detail might be a way of doing things more successfully.
Well, it does. It depends on the policies that are being enacted, of course, but it's true because he's not a political animal per se. He doesn't understand governance. He doesn't understand how the sausage is made, so he's very reliant on these people around him.
Everyone's watching very closely because he made some pretty big promises and some pretty big statements. Have you seen any sign that he's rolled back on some of those?
Oh, of course. He's already talked about, he was talking about dismantling what we call Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, which gave health insurance to 20 million people.
Before the election, didn't he? What I mean is like building the wall and, you know,
well, building the wall.
Immigration, the things that he promised and said he was going to do. Do you see any signs so far of that being watered down and changed?
I do, but I can't tell you. It's so early, I don't know. What I do know is that Trump supporters were expecting one thing, and they're not going to get that thing. And there's going to be a point, I believe, at which a lot of people who've supported him are going to realize that they've been played, that he's a salesman and he has sold them a bill of goods.
We're sitting watching from the other side of the Atlantic, of course, and one of the very noticeable things that he's been quite unashamed about is the placing of his family into this key transition staff. How's that going down in the States? Do people think that's a good idea, or are they quite surprised that he's not getting, again, politically experienced people into those positions?
Well, there's precedent going back as far as President Kennedy appointing his brother, his younger brother, Attorney General, the chief law enforcement officer. But this is a rather different matter because the Kennedy family was steeped in politics. The Trump family has no experience in this. The family is who he trusts. He doesn't really have a lot of trust and faith in other people. Loyalty means everything to Trump. So his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, who you know, is married to his daughter, Ivanka, is the person who seems the most influential at the moment. And we'll see how it plays out. But there are many conflict of interest issues that are going to arise. The Trump business interests all over the world. There's potential for conflict of interest in however policy is conducted.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Mark, thanks for joining us this morning. That's journalist Mark Singer, who has the book out, Trump and Me.